Hello, all. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have your lunch with you. We have a fantastic session lined up for you today. I'm Jen Jordan. I lead content and thought leadership at Insight Partners, which includes the Scale Up AI conference coming up very shortly on November 12th. As a preview to this amazing event, I'm excited to introduce this fireside discussion today with Nexus Cognitive CEO Anu Jain and Insight Partners Vice President Richard Matus. During your session today, we're pleased to offer you 35% off a virtual ticket for Scale Up AI. The code and website will appear right below during this chat. With that, please welcome our speakers to the stage. Take it away, Richard.
Thank you. Welcome to Scale Up AI Soundbites. This is an engaging series of AI-centric LinkedIn Live sessions featuring prominent leaders from the Insight Partners portfolio that's shaping the future of AI. These talks set the stage for Scale Up AI, one of the first global conferences that brings together the top AI builders, executives, luminaries, and innovators. Insight Partners and I am thrilled that our portfolio company Nexus Cognitive is a Scale Up AI partner this year, and I have the opportunity to interview their CEO, Anu Jain, today. Hey, Anu.
Hey, Richard, how are you?
Doing well. Excited to be chatting about this today.
I love your background. It's awesome.
Awesome. So maybe best place to start, look, there's all this talk about data as the foundational element of AI. Can you help us understand the story of how Nexus One came together and what is its role in the data in AI landscape?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. I think it's important probably to start with the origin and purpose and then a little bit of the backstory. And so, look, Nexus in our product Nexus One was built to address really a critical barrier in AI projects, which is managing and harnessing data effectively. The idea is to simplify data integration, infrastructure, and management, right? Helping to enable organizations clean, organized data for faster, more effective AI initiatives. And you go, well, wow, where did that come from? And I think the backstory is important. Both myself and our co-founders, we started our career off, a lot of us in consulting. And I had the opportunity to be at Deloitte many, many moons ago and start Deloitte Digital. And between Deloitte Digital and then my second stint, which was being one of the leaders of Watson, bringing it out of the labs, what we saw was we had all this great idea of getting digital execution and speed, but most of our clients didn't have their data in a way that was built to get to outcome quickly. They were struggling with it. And then I had the opportunity to go to a large data platform company, and I said, "Holy crap! It's even worse. It's really two slices of bread." When we look at the world today, which is it's quite barbaric. You have data platforms, and you have platform attached services, and you never know what you're going to get, and you're spending all this time, energy, money, and what we really wanted to do was be the easy button for our clients, the do it for me platform to get to easy, scalable answers. And when I think about our role, it's not only the providing the data infrastructure that supports AI initiatives, but enabling companies to seamlessly scale these initiatives, these AI initiatives for success and sustainability. So it's not only just the time of bringing the information together and the cost of it, but really accelerating speed to value and getting there quickly.
Makes sense to me. The question, I guess, is compared to kind of all of those other different ways of approaching the problem, understanding how the Nexus One approach is different.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to say I'm a reformed consultant. I got to go to consultant AA, and I'd say, we're not the traditional approach involving expensive consultants, extensive engineering, right? We're really emphasizing automation and agility. And so what does that mean? What we did was our primary focus, our first principle was speed to value, driving outcome in weeks, not months, and especially not years, right? Getting to ROI rapidly, allowing data science teams and business outcome teams to focus on innovation in those AI initiatives rather than the repetitive data engineering tasks that they're used to today. And so our mission and kind of our approach is different from where when you work with Nexus, it's one piece of paper, it's all your cloud, all your software, any services that's needed to bring it together, and all the managed services and managing all that plumbing all together as one simple bill, right? You're not having to worry about worrying about the kabuki theater of what all these different things take and cost. It's one fixed price. And, and I think the second part to this is our differentiator, which is we do not distinguish between on cloud, on prem, heterogeneous data, homogeneous. It doesn't matter with Nexus. We handle it all, right? And so we're willing to work both within your existing ecosystem or in a greenfield.
Got it. Interesting. It's like the same way like AWS, Azure, GCP brought scale and repeatability and building once for many, which drives better cost and better speed to, compute. You guys do the same, but for data engineering, architecture, all that type of work. Now, the other difference is, if I'm already on a particular platform, maybe that platform is working for me in a portion of my business, but if I need to do multiple things, I need something like Nexus One in order to manage all that.
Yeah, absolutely, right. I think one of the things that when we were innovating and building out Nexus and Nexus One was putting in place a multi-cloud control plane. And why is that important? It was to be technology agnostic. It doesn't matter what platform, what cloud tools you have there. We need to be able to work seamlessly across all of that, multi-cloud, hybrid, right? Integrate all of these existing investments, no matter what it is, and doing it without you having to overhaul and change your infrastructure requirements. You want to be modernized. Our clients want to be modernized. They don't want to deal with the technical debt, and they want automation in all this plumbing, right? And so, I think a good example is we're working with a large regional bank today with Nexus One, and they're harmonizing their data management across multiple departments, multiple platforms and tools. And what they were struggling with was, frankly, every vendor they spoke to said, if you bring your data to my platform, it'll be awesome, but you just got to bring it there. And what they were able to get with us is we were able to bring it all together and get them to the outcome and help manage their technical debt and get them to that answer rapidly without having to re-engineer and spend all this CapEx really for no net new business gain.
So part of the sort of Nexus One offering is, if an organization already made investments in data and analytics, you could work with those legacy technologies when it makes sense, in addition to kind of migrate to a more modern technology, if that's what makes sense.
Absolutely. And I think one of the, especially when we talk about this, one of the areas that not only using your existing technology, we can also migrate, but I think one of the areas that a lot of our clients struggle with, it's how do I think about automating data quality and governance? And we find that to be that one of the golden threads of helping our clients get there quickly. And that's an area that's inbuilt into Nexus One day one. And if many of our clients who have legacy don't have that in place, and that's become a special accelerator for us and really for them in getting business value.
That makes sense. Well, how about this? So we talked to tons and tons of like companies and organizations that have a big ambition around what they want to do with AI, which is great. But then they quickly hit roadblocks in data quality and their data foundation that prevents them from getting to all the fun stuff of how AI can add value to their business. So what breakthroughs are you seeing in the solutions you're delivering customers?
Yeah, so I think there are a couple of things. I think first and foremost, let's talk about the pain that folks are in. I started off today talking about data is barbaric. It's quite hard to do, and what we hear is most folks are stuck building data factories, and they can't focus on the AI initiatives and outcomes. And so, why you're stuck building these data factories? It's because you're replicating data continuously. So one of the fastest innovations we made was first and foremost inside of data quality and governance, which is helping to not only have lineage of that information, right, but having a clear data owner in the data governance area, right? So that's basically helping the data scientists receive consistent and accurate data. They're no longer being data wranglers or data engineers and really getting to focus on what they do, right? And so what we think about here, again, is our primary value, which is speed to value. And as we focus on that and automate end-to-end these data streams is where we're starting to see rapid value for many of our clients.
You're talking about customer value. I know that probably top of mind considerations for customers are cost and then the ultimate outcome and value that they achieve. Although I'm sure each business has slightly different needs. Could you give us more of an idea about the cost and value of Nexus One?
Yeah, so Great question. I say to many of our clients when we talk to them about the cost and the value, it's our primary focus was speed to value. But what happened was the tertiary outcome of speed to value is cost benefit. And we're seeing, we try to see anywhere from a 50 to 90% reduction in the cost of going it alone. It can be even more than that when you're hiring expensive consultants. And how is that done? It's by automating and streamlining data management. It's automating and streamlining all the data pipelining, the infrastructure management of what you're doing. It's helping you to manage all this house on your own, automating the data factory, and then ultimately, why does this all matter? It's about getting to quick ROI on these business outcomes. It should not take you more than 6 weeks. It's a mantra we have. Any net new outcome should not take you more than 6 weeks. Typically, it should take you less than a week to 2 weeks to get to that outcome. And that's really what we're focused on with our clients. I think a good example is we have a large data consortium that we work with today. We bring data from the top 150 banks in the country, banks, FIs, credit unions, to create the business credit file. They were stuck on a legacy mainframe. They could not go drive net new credit decisions. We came in for a fraction of the cost that they were spending today on doing it, got them up and running, and now we're driving net new credit applications for them on really every few weeks. And that's the power of getting to focusing on outcome versus having to focus 90% of your time on infrastructure, plumbing, and data management.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is the wheel gets reinvented over and over again at a lot of your competitors, and kind of insight you had in building the business is there's some level of repeatability. Like a lot of organizations are facing a lot of the same issues with data governance, copying stuff, wrong architecture for what they're doing, and it's not an efficient way to get to kind of the AI future state. And your guys's key insight is, wow, we could actually build automation into that to be able to give people results in weeks instead of months, which is what the sort of legacy way of doing it would be, which is an exciting value prop. I mean, if you're an enterprise and you're thinking about all the different value, whether it's a supply chain, whether it's cost of goods and procurement, whether it's in service delivery, kind of depends on what your business is. But if data could potentially add value to your business, which is all of them, this seems like a helpful starting point and platform to work on that with.
No, absolutely. Data is a critical asset to get value and to get outcome. It's funny you're talking about the amount of time it takes. I think one of the clearest things we saw was when we spoke to clients around the globe, and I just got done traveling the last 2 months between multiple continents. I heard the same thing when I talked to clients about what are you doing for your next data project? And then I asked them, where does that data come from? It was actually an interesting stat. We found that over 90% of the data that you're using in your next project is an exact replica of the data you used in your last 5 projects. So instead of creating value, you're just doing massive data replication in the business. And with Nexus One, we get rid of that. We've automated it down to one single data layer, and then there's an extraction and value layer on top. And that's a huge unlock for many of our clients, and that's where they're starting to get massive acceleration in their AI and really analytic business outcomes.
Well, Anu, thanks so much for taking the time to share what you're seeing in the market and a little bit about your business. I know we're incredibly excited to have you in the Insight portfolio and as a scale-up AI partner. So look